Hey, this is Dr. Dan Cooper here with Revolution After Dust Off, and we're coming to a close with our 6-week nutrition challenge. And some things have been brought up to me that I thought I would address in this video. And it has to do with motivation and that stick-to-itness that would keep you on this path for your life, perhaps. And really there's one big concept that I'd like to address, and it's where you derive your motivation. Are you extrinsically motivated or are you intrinsically motivated? And I'll tell you this, that if you're extrinsically motivated, and that means motivated by something outside of yourself, it's really difficult to maintain. If you're intrinsically motivated, something within you is telling you that you want to do this, then that's very easy to maintain. So what does that look like in life if your significant other tells you you're fat, and so you've got to go on a diet? That is a really difficult thing to continue with because you've got a psychological conflict going on. It's very fear-based. And that's what I want to talk about is in extrinsic motivation, it's looking at someone else and being jealous. It's someone else telling you you're not good enough. It's these types of things that are just, they're negatives being put upon you, and so you're driven to change. Because it's a negative being put upon you, it's not something that is very congruent with loving yourself. Intrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is deciding you want something, you're excited about something, you have a mental picture in your mind that when you think about it, it feels good. So say, when I was younger, I used to love climbing trees with no feet. So working out was a motivation because I wanted to be strong and do things. When I first got on my path to nutritional discovery and excitement about that and running down my nutritional path, my new nutritional path at that time, I was doing it because I wanted to. I had this was really the start of my entire wellness lifestyle journey. It was in December of 2000. I picked up a book called Total Wellness by Joe Pizzorno, and in it described a lot of things, but in the nutritional chapter, it described all the the stuff to do. It gave you the advice, but it described it in a way that I needed to hear. It was very Western medicine. Eat garlic because it's good for your immune system, right? It's an infection fighter. Well, why is that the case? It would go down into how allium turns into allicin and how it does that, and then how allicin interacts with white blood cells. So it gave you that breakdown scientific approach to how something worked. And I needed that. So given that information, I was like, ooh, this is exciting. I understand how it works, so it makes me want to do it. And so I was on this crusade to find all the information in the book, at least the nutritional part, that I wanted to incorporate into my life. I was excited about going out and finding that and figuring out how to incorporate that into my diet in a tasty way. Because that's another thing. I like things to taste good. So it was exciting for me. That was my jumping off point, and I cruised down a long path of nutritional investigation because I wanted to affect myself in certain ways. That's one of the cool things about really any aspect of your lifestyle is you get to control the outcome of your life. And so bodybuilding is a funny example for this too. You think bodybuilding, maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know, but sometimes some people think of bodybuilding as a very non-athletic sport. It's strength oriented, there's definitely work involved. It's not like it's a schlep sport, but it's not functional movement patterns. It's very aesthetic, and that's true. But one cool thing about it is you look in the mirror and you say, I want to look this way. I need to bring this body part up, so I need to gain a little mass here, trim that there. And so you get to carve yourself like a sculptor. And that's very cool to do. It's very empowering to know that you can and then to do it and see it work, and that's awesome. You have the same opportunity with nutrition. So when I was learning about nutrition, and so I'd find out about inflammation being this really bad thing in your life, and or at least chronic inflammation being this health killer, and how all these disease states are based upon inflammation being a chronic part of your life. I said, well, shit, I don't want that. I need to squash my inflammation on a general level. How do I do that? Oh, there's nutritional ways to do that? Cool. So I would run down an anti-inflammation path. And now I've got a killer anti-inflammation lifestyle protocol. It's just a normal thing now. It's not like I use it therapeutically, although I do have therapeutic interventions that are boosts above the general less inflammation lifestyle. But I would incorporate these different things. I want to boost immunity. So what can I do to boost immunity? And that includes taking out some foods that are deleterious to immunity, including some more that are beneficial to immunity. So it's really cool. You get to orchestrate how your physiology works through food. And that's pretty exciting because food tastes good. So it's fun to do. And essentially, my point there is that was an intrinsic motivator for me because I got to control my own life. And that was my motivation was I want to be my best self, and I want to know how to do it, and then I want to do it. I want to figure out the ways, and I'm going to implement those ways. So finding that within you, what is your why? Why do you want to do this? And finding one that resonates with some intrinsic value that makes you happy when you think about it. That's really how you'll stick to a solid nutrition program for the rest of your life. And when I say nutrition program, it's just a way of eating. It's not like you need to be on a diet for your whole life. That's crazy. That idea of being on a diet, that's one of those negative fear-based things that it just doesn't feel that great. So finding the mental space to bring this into a very positive and exciting aspect in your life really makes things easy to stick to. And that goes for everything that you're trying to change. It's not just nutrition. If you're trying to fix a workout program, if you're trying to change a relationship pattern, if you're trying to do different things in your life that aren't the norm, you're trying to change, finding a way to be excited about it is the best way to make it successful. So that is my parting knowledge to you, my parting idea to you is find a way to love what you're doing, and it'll be really easy. So do a little soul searching, figure it out, maybe write it out, and keep that in your mind whenever anything gets tough. Thank you. I hope this is useful information. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.